today, special guest.
Sean,
our new youth pastor, spent some time with us talking about grocery stores.
he's a pretty cool dude.
He is a pretty cool. Here's the thing about him, though. Somebody brought this up, and I can't get over it. Do you remember 16 Candles?
Yeah,
Jake.
kind of. Yeah.
I know. It's eerie. I'm like, when I looked at him, I'm like, Jake. You know, it's like, I love.
He's going to be like, what's 16 candles?
I know, but he won't even listen to this.
16 candles.
I love that movie. But anyways, yeah, Sean joined us today, and we talked a little bit about grocery stores. We talked about just his journey to get here to Community Bible, and recapped what we talked about on Sunday, really about living and leaving a legacy. Was that the first time you really got a chance to talk to Sean? Or have you had other...
I introduced myself to him one day in his office, but that was my first experience listening to him on Sunday.
Yeah,
but,
he did pretty good, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, for a 24-year-old...
Yeah, it was great. We talked about it in home group that night, and everybody enjoed it.
Yeah, that old guy was terrible, but that
they
young
were like,
guy...
you've got to take some good with some bad with the good. But
it's crazy. And then we also, talked about accents, about how your accent and my
I don't know. I don't hear it.
He's definitely got a West accent. If you listen close enough, and if you've been, like I lived for almost 20 years in Vegas, and you kind of get used to the California vibe.
I really need to know how he says MILK.
That yes.
Because my husband says milk, and it drives me nuts.
I'm gonna have aggressive milk. I say milk too. No,
milk.
I say milk. Milk. I say milk.
Not milk.
You know how I know my mom?
Warsh.
No, Warsh. Oh, I hate that. Oh my gosh. I grew up. My mother was Ma. Chicago. Hey, Ma. That was it, Ma. Never mom, Ma. Unless I was in trouble. Mom, sorry, Mom. What's the other one? Oh, being in the Midwest, it's all nasal. Backpack. I'm going to get my backpack. My daughter still has her Michigan accent.
My cousins are from Baltimore. Of course, they say Baltimore.
Yes.
And they say like a writing pen.
Oh, yeah.
They say pen. Yeah. And my cousin's name is Ben. And we're like, hey, Ben. And he's like, my name is Ben. Yeah.
Well, today you're going to hear a little bit on accents, a little bit on grocery store shopping, a little bit on mentoring. But it's a great topic.
Yeah.
It's a good day. So we hope you will enjoy today the 61st Minute Podcast, which is a opportunity for us at Community Bible to continue the conversation from Sunday. And this is my co-host, Rachel, and I am Tim, and we hope you will enjoy this episode.
Have fun, y'all.
Here.
Yes.
So
correct. After work.
Getting off the work station.
What is Ralph's a Kroger, or is that what variation is Ralph's? Because Ralph's is a West Coast thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's Kroger.
Mm-hmm. Kroger is a Texas thing.
Really?
So is HEB.
Well, yeah, but there's only one HEB.
Well, there's like a...
It's ginormous and it's awesome, but it's only Texas. Kroger you can find in other states. You can't find...
Are you sure HEB's only in Texas?
It's named after a guy from Texas.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's just in Texas.
Where else is it?
I want to say maybe Arizona.
That's why we have Google.
I'm pretty sure Ralph's is like... There's like, I don't know, there's so many different types. There's like Ralph's, Albertsons, Stater Brothers.
Mexico.
Mexico or New Mexico?
It says No, HEB is not only in Texas, as it also has stores in Mexico.
Okay, so in the greater 50 states, it's only found in
So
Texas.
random. Why Mexico?
I don't know. Yeah, Albertson's another one we had. We had Smith's. Do you have Smith? In Vegas, we had Smith's.
No Smiths.
Smith's. Yeah, Smith. And then in Michigan, we had Meijer.
Okay.
And Meijer is like an HEB. It's just ginormous and has everything.
What is
closed.
HEB?
In Arkansas, we have Walmart.
We have one. Yes, we do.
You ever heard of Walmart?
Yeah, Walmart is kind of like in Arkansas, like 7-Eleven is at most places. It's on every street corner. It's
Yeah.
There's 3 here.
And when I was in college, one of my friends in college, his dad worked for Walmart corporate, and they said that their goal was to put a Walmart next to every Harps to put Harps out of business.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not working.
But
'Cause
let
they're
me
just-
tell you this. At the grand opening of the new Harp store, I held the ribbon. Just
This new
Shout
one right here?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Look at you go.
But the
Got that on your resume?
the owner of Harps, which I'm kind of confused by because I thought it was employee owned, but I guess he was an employee, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. But he wore 4 different luxury brands on himself.
Really?
Yes, he had a Gucci shirt,
What are you wearing, sir?
a Louis Vuitton belt,
Okay.
Hermes shoes, and another Prada jacket.
And here's the deal.
And I was like, man, I'm in the wrong business.
But here's the deal. None of those 4 you would find at Walmart. So
None
he
of
was
them.
representing
Or
Harps.
Harps. Or Harps.
For that matter.
So I will not buy from Walmart anymore.
Wow, Rachel. I'm telling you right now, Sean, we're in the presence of fame. She got
I
to
know.
hold the ribbon.
Yeah.
I hold
this-
a lot of ribbons.
I would like just like a brief autograph.
Do you want me to sign a ribbon for you?
You can sign a napkin and I'll frame that. So
Rachel, the ribbon ribbon holder.
Sean, you have been here now just a little over a month.
yeah, just over a month.
What's you came out of the central, kind of southern SoCal area, Riverside, but families up north as well. What has been for you the biggest difference in California versus Arkansas?
Well,
And if you say anything about our teeth, we're going to yell at you.
not your teeth, just the accents.
We don't have accents. What are you talking about?
No accent here.
It's funny. Everybody says they're like, I don't think I have an accent. I'm like, I can hear it. So the goal
I
is
definitely don't.
The goal.
You have such a big accent. It's unbelievable.
See, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if they're being serious or not because I hear it. So, but then after you talk with someone for a while, you kind of numb it out. I'm looking to get an accent soon, so trying to work on that.
Yeah. Well,
So the y'alls are coming out.
Get an accent.
I lived in Texas for 11 years and now over a year here, and I can tell the difference between an Arkansas accent and a Texas accent. It's significant. You can hear it. So when Rachel talks, I know right away that's Arkansas.
Yeah.
But everybody knows where I'm from. They'll go, "You're from the Midwest. You're Chicago? Yeah, Chicago." But I've lost a lot. I used to have a lot more Chicago accent, but it's just
Well,
where you're at.
My
where you're at
husband
for a
is
long
from
time.
California, but man, he can sound like he is from Arkansas.
See, that's my
Especially when
goal.
he's on the phone with somebody that has a real thick accent. I'm like, why are you talking like that? You do not talk like that.
That's funny. It's like a mimicking thing. Like you start to do that, and
He's like, hey, you want to go down to the deer woods? And I'm like, who
are
is
you?
this?
You know, the other day, when Susan and Michelle was still working on staff, I said, y'all. I always say y'all from the 11 years in Texas. And she walked up to me and she goes, it just sounds really weird when you say y'all because you don't have a Southern accent at all, but you'll be talking normal than y'all. And it doesn't match you at all. It really is just little catch things. It'll take you forever to have in Arkansas, unless you hang out with Rachel's husband.
yeah, Rachel, or someone like that. No, I would say like the accents. It's pretty funny. When I first came and visited, I remember hearing like a little girl, and she had a thick accent, and I was like, man, like if we move here, we stay here, our kids are going to have that probably, and it's going to be pretty cute. But I think it'd be hilarious. But so that's one thing. Also, like the trees. There's a lot of trees here, and it rains a lot.
Wait a minute. There's plenty of trees, the palm trees, but you have palm trees.
Yeah, you have trees, but it's also we're in the middle, like in Southern California, you're in the middle of like a city, and so you have to if you want to drive anywhere, you're always driving past more cities. Unlike here, you start going up to Fayetteville or something, and it's all trees just everywhere.
Pretty.
Very pretty. So.
All right, so you are the student pastor here at Community Bible, and you were the student pastor at a church in California. What have you found as the significant differences of students in terms of students you're leading now versus the students you were leading in California?
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, it's comparing two different things. You know, like the churches are very different in themselves. I think the group of students that are just here versus there are different. But what I'm seeing is there's a strong emphasis of wanting to be involved. Definitely like been getting really closer to a lot of different students, like different seniors and stuff, where they just want to spend time with you. They just want to hang out and they want you to come to their things and they want to come to whatever you invite them to. So really seeing that and just the students want you to be around, you know, that's been something that's been really cool to see here.
It's one of the things I discovered right away. You know, Chris, who was our student pastor, he had some interns, and they were both volleyball players, and they would leave their volleyball schedule written on my board like every week. They just could not wait for me to be there. And when I'm there, they're looking for you. I mean, that is a big significant difference than from the West, where they just do their own thing. They're in their own world, and if you're there, you're there. But I think you're right. It's apples to oranges. It's just difference of the culture. But has it been a difficult transition?
No, I think that's something I've been surprised about is how kind of natural it's felt just through the whole transition of coming out here. And, you know, it's different when you're moving across the United States, you know, and there's going to be different things. But I think just we've been connecting so well here with a lot of people and just with a lot of students as well. And it just felt very natural, just how hospitable people are. And it just feels like, yeah, this is right to be, whether like how you said, students just want you to be there at things or the students want to just talk with you. It just, I don't know, it just has felt very natural for me as well, just coming into this.
You know, this past Sunday, Sean, you and I got to share the platform at church, and we had an opportunity to talk to two generations, one, the older generation, one, the younger generation. And I was able to speak from the behalf, from the side of what legacy are we leaving as an older generation? And then you were really talking to the younger generation about what legacy or how are you living out that legacy? Rachel, where do you fall in the older, younger generation? Where did you feel yourself like leaning toward?
I'm like right in the middle, just such a sweet spot.
You get the opportunity to choose right now. You can choose.
Yeah, you have to
funny.
choose. There's only two choices.
It's so funny because sometimes I think, man, I'm just way too young to be a mom. Like, man, I was just a teen mom. And the reality is that I had Jack when I was 28. So definitely was.
That too was a 1. 18.
No, but I've always felt younger. I think I was in student ministry for 12 years. So when you're around students for that long, you just have a youthful attitude. Now, don't ask me to go to camp again because that's when I start feeling old.
I can't. I want to go to camp.
Oh no,
I love camp.
No,
so.
I love camp.
But I think wisdom-wise, like I feel older because I've been discipled by older people. I'm also married to somebody significantly older than me, 10 years. So that all of our friends we are right in between their ages. I'm the youngest and he's the oldest. So our friends are almost 40. And so I'm feeling more that I'm getting to the older stage of leaving a legacy. And the people that I'm pouring into, I feel like I'm pouring into them more.
So
than I'm
you're bent
taking.
more toward the older generation.
Probably. But I'm definitely the youngest of the older.
What generation would you be considered in?
I'm a millennial.
Okay, what generation are you considered to be in, Sean?
I was just asking Tim this or not you, Frankie this because I don't know. I think
What year were
Gen
you
Z,
born?
2002.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I know.
2002.
anything with a 2 in
2000.
it just sounds so young.
Yeah, so I think
You don't
Gen
even
Z,
remember 9/11.
You're right because that was in 2001.
So wait,
Gen
so
Z.
what,
Yeah.
You're a Gen Z.
So millennial, Gen Z, and I'm a boomer. Even though I'm born in 67 and they say that the cutoff 64, but how I live is much a boomer. And there's there's a 3-year plus or minus, and I'm in that. I'm very older generation, but it's fascinating though to think about it from the generational perspective of the influence of church. And you know, I'm a firm believer that there is 3 tiers of mentorship. That you got to have somebody older, wiser, and you talked a little bit about having someone, Rachel, speak into your life and giving you wisdom and giving you knowledge and guidance. But we've got to have a peer group, right?
Yeah.
We've got to have peers that are speaking into our lives and keeping us accountable. But there's that third one that many of us don't think about, but you're doing it now that you don't always think about as mentoring is who are you mentoring? So that 3 tier is really biblical. It's, you know, having those older, wiser people, you know, you had the Timothy and the Barnabas, and then you've got the peers, you had the apostles that were all friends, but they all kept each other accountable to some sort. But then you're speaking into the younger group and you're trying to raise them up, the Timothys, you know, the Pauls to Timothy. And I think that's why Sunday works so well is because that older group, we're not done. We still have a responsibility. We still have a role to play. That's why I can say I'd love to go to camp.
Yeah.
As long as I have my own room. You know?
Not happening, Tim.
I know. And I'm not sharing it with 18, you know, middle school kids.
Yeah.
But what was significant about what you heard or saw on Sunday, Sean, that related to your ministry? And you said, you know, maybe you thought about it coming out of it saying, this impacts my student ministry because of blank.
Yeah. I think the impact on the student ministries is just that, like, one, trying to encourage them that we need to have people in our lives who are discipling us, and I think that's the thing for generations. No matter how old you are, if you think that you're on the older generation, or if you think that you're kind of in the middle of it or anything, how you said we need those different tiers of people teaching us and pouring into us, helping us learn more about our faith. But then we also need to share that into the next people. So if that looks like for students, then, you know, a senior or junior, like, they should be getting discipled by their leader. And then the cool thing about discipleship is now trying to mirror that with someone else. And so trying to teach them and train them to go then and share with someone younger than them, or share with one of their peers. Just the importance of it being a cycle that's never ending, you know? And I think that's something that this week, really thinking about the message, is encouraging students that they don't have to wait until they're out of high school to be a part of whatever's going on here. And whether that's a student in high school or middle school, or if that's even someone in college or somewhere in their 20s, they don't have to wait till a certain time when they're now old enough to be a part of what's happening here at church, but instead that God wants to use them where they're at now. And so that's been the thing that I've been really thinking about. That's my heart for students, is that they don't wait until they are now the older generation, now they're out of high school, that they can now do stuff, but instead that they are really taking to heart that they are a part of the church now, that God wants to use them right now. So
that's good.
I think that's the thing that has been lacking in not only my generation, but the Christian culture as a whole. And I think it's starting to make a shift, is that for so long we focused on the point of salvation, like getting people saved. And then there was no follow through. The discipleship aspect of being a believer in Christ has just, the ball was dropped for a lot of people. And so I think it's so important that when people are young in their faith, that they are being discipled by someone else. But I also think as we are discipled, we go make more disciples. So you should always in your life have somebody that's pouring into you and somebody that you are pouring into. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. And you can, especially as people in ministry, we are constantly pouring into other people. But if nobody's pouring into you other than Sunday morning or just your time with the Lord, I think you're missing an element of the Christian walk that is very important, and it's walking together and the mentorship of someone that's further along in their faith.
I think that each one of us can think of a time in our lives where we made a decision, maybe based off of emotion or a snap reaction, that if we would have had at that moment someone to talk it over, to seek advice from, wisdom from, that we might not have reacted in that way. But then we can also, on the flip side of that, say there are times in our life where we've gone to people. I know that I have my mentor in my life, I go to all the time now and say, I've got to do this. Can you give me some advice? And he can coach me up on the spot. He knows exactly what I need because he knows me, and he knows what role he plays in my life. If we understand the roles that we play in the lives of other people, whether it's somebody older, wiser, somebody younger than us, we understand that that's the calling that God's placed on us. And it, again, like I said, it's biblical. And when we follow what the example of the Bible in terms of when it comes to mentoring and guiding people, we can help each other make smarter, wiser decisions. It's not always going to keep us from making bad decisions, but at least gives us options to look through.
Yeah.
You have obviously a mentor in your life. Somebody you spoke about before you came here. And what was that process for you when you made the decision with regard to your mentor to come here to Community Bible?
Yeah. So I mean, stepping out of a ministry that I was already at, that I was connected to, and that both Josie and I were very committed to. The thought of leaving that was difficult because we're like, well, what do we do? Is this God leading us out to Arkansas, or is this just a selfish desire that we have? What is the purpose of this? And so I really was wanting to seek mentorship, seek guidance from wiser counsel, from just people who know me. And so it looked like going to speakers that I've known from when I worked at camp, and so people who've known me in that. But one of those was my old youth pastor. So I would call him up, and I'm like, "Hey, man, I just need to talk about this. Like, I have no idea what to do. Will you help me just think through this?" And really, mentorship and discipleship, it looks like someone who can challenge you, who you build a relationship with, who can challenge you, and again, like you said, he knows you and who can encourage you. So yeah, one of that was him, and really it just looked like bringing up, this is what's happening. This is what I'm asking of you. Is I'm looking for you to kind of either help me think of the good things in this, or help me think of the reasons why I wouldn't do this. And then just to pray with me, just help me go through this, and so I don't have to make this decision on my own. And ultimately, like, there's going to be decisions that you have to make where you're going to have to be the one to make it. And Josie and I had to make that decision for ourselves, but we didn't have to walk through the process by ourselves. And so, yeah, just praying with him, and that was the thing, is that he could speak into my life of helping me see things more clearly. You know?
I thought it was the steak dinner at Stonehouse.
It was that. That was the steak dinner was the thing. That and the going to the lake.
Was that the icing on the cake and just putting you over the top? No, it was the steak. I was not on the boat. I bought the steak dinner. Right, sorry. So
whenever I was with Tim, that was like,
yeah. Well, I'm glad you came, despite the fact that you had dinner with Tim. So, as we wrap up here, I don't want to leave this episode today without saying to those that are listening, we're all called to mentor. We're all called to have influence. And the challenge that I don't think we put out as strongly, and that's why this is the 61st minute, it's a continuation of Sunday morning, so that we can challenge each other as the body of Christ to help others. Sean, there are students in your ministry. You see them every week that need a mentor. There are people in our church. Rachel and I know our congregations that they're on the bench, and it's very easy to get off the bench when it comes to mentoring. It's just spending time with someone. It's spending time with them, getting to know them, praying for them, giving them advice, being available when they're needed, being a friend. Yeah. And I think
you don't have to know everything.
No,
and you don't. Yeah, that's the thing. You just got to be present.
I think that's why people are so scared to do it. Is they think that they have got to be so wise and make sure they say all the right things. That's not it. It's literally just showing up and being available and talking through things, and God will do the rest. And you don't have to be perfect.
I've learned
you just
more.
Need friends.
I've learned more from people who have not lived the perfect life.
Yeah.
Than I did from people who seem to have it all together.
Well, God uses each of our stories
100%
for a reason.
Yeah, and we may not see how He's going to use it in the future. I mean, in the near future, it may be later on in life, but everything that we go through, we can use to help someone who may be going through something similar down the road.
Yeah, and I think like what you said is you don't have to know everything. That was one of the most powerful things that I heard is just when my mentor would say like I don't know, like I don't know what that answer is, and because having humility to share that with me was like, okay, cool. Like that's okay that I don't know this yet, but let's look for the answer. And I think in the process of looking to mentor people or disciple people, the thing is that before you step into that, or if you haven't had a mentor yourself, you don't understand like the impact that can have on someone's life of just staying connected with someone and just caring for someone. One of my mentors was Stephen, who's on the worship team. And that's how I found out about CBE, about Community Bible, was because Stephen brought it up to me, and we've stayed connected for the past 9 years or so. And in that time, when he was mentoring me, we would just spend time together. We would go out and get ice cream or hang out and with a couple of the students. And just the impact that he had on my life, even though he was young, like he was younger than I am now. Like thinking of that, he didn't know everything, but he did care. He showed how much that he cared for us and just stayed connected, right? And that's what it looks like, is just to continue to be a part of someone's life for when there are things that are going on too. And so things have happened in those years when Steve and I haven't been together where I've hit him up and I've said, dude, like this is going on and this stinks. Or, hey man, I just want to share this with you to celebrate with you. And he's done the same. And it's cool to see how God has worked through that relationship that we've had and through the mentorship that was there to now bring us out here. And that's just one example of how God works through the relationships that we build with the younger generation to do cool things and cool stories through. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Sean. Thanks for being a part of the podcast today. Rachel and I appreciate you and being here and just really following the call God's put in your heart to be a part of our staff. And again, if you're listening, you want to be a part of Sean's ministry and help out in the students with our middle school and high school. He could use leadership in terms of mentoring those that are younger and have an opportunity, just reach out to him at the church. Is it Sean Selter at communitybible.com or is it just Sean?
It's just Sean.
Sean, SEAN at communitybible.com. If you are interested in mentoring and serving in his ministry, he'd love that. Sean, thanks again for being a part of this.
Isn't it communitychurch.com?
Did I say Community Bible?
Yes, Community
Church.
I only halfway know my email, but thank you.
Yeah, Sean
for
at
reminding
Community
me.
Church.
Yes.
.com. Hey, thanks for listening today. You have been listening to the 61st Minute, a podcast of Community Bible. I'm Tim. That's Rachel. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of the 61st Minute podcast by Community Bible. Our goal is to release a podcast every Wednesday, continuing the conversation from our services the previous Sunday morning. If you're looking for a church home, we would love to have you on Sundays at any of our 3 Community Bible campuses. For more information, check out our website at communitychurch.com. That is communitychurch.com. Tune in next week for another episode of the 61st Minute podcast by Community Bible on platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts.